Well, hello and welcome. My name is James McNeil of AbundantLife365.com. I want to welcome you to Abundant Life 101 Advanced Basics for Your Best Possible Life. Now, this video is entitled, What Do I Want from Life? This is part one of a series entitled, What Do I Want from Life? I want to thank you, acknowledge you for investing a few minutes with me to address this question. I hope this will be incredibly valuable, and I believe it is. I'm very excited about the content here. We're going to need you to do a little bit of work here. This is an exercise video, not buns of steel, but it is an exercise video in that I need you to do some writing. So you may want to pause the video, but grab a pen and a paper or have some means of recording some things down. So do that now. Here we go. What do you want? Very fundamental, simple question. If you've been around life very long, people have been asking you, what do you want? People have been asking you, who are you? What do you want? Why are you here? If you haven't been asked these questions, I'm asking you. And if I was to stand before you right now with a magic wand, standing here with a magic wand, and I said, if I wave this wand, I can bless you with change, accomplish, address, completely revolutionize any part of your life, give you anything you want, but you have to tell me what it is you want in 10 seconds or less. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ask you to do a 10-second exercise and write down everything you possibly can. What do you want? Whether it's on a macro scale or a micro scale, whether it's a box of chocolates, a Lamborghini, or the meaning of life, I want you to write down 10 things starting now. Go. Time's up. Here's the question. Was that easy or was that difficult? I want you to get the value out of asking yourself this question and answering it. Was that easy or was that difficult? For most people in groups that I do this project with, or when I'm doing one-on-one coaching, I find people struggle with this, to just come up with things that they want. They don't know what they want. This is odd. Children know what they want. Wouldn't you agree? We've unlearned how to know what we want. We've become desensitized to our own inner drivers, our impulses, our self-guidance mechanism that says, here's where we're going, here's how to get there, here are the things required to accomplish the next step. We've lost touch with that. Maybe we've become fearful to know what we want, because then that puts pressure on ourselves. Maybe we're fearful because we feel, why even try? We've lost some hope. So I don't know what it is with you. Maybe other people have told you, you shouldn't think that way. You shouldn't know what you want. I'm telling you, it's essential to know what you want, because underneath the more shallow and simple things are things of greater meaning. And by knowing what you want, you can really begin to understand yourself, how you're wired, how you're working, how to get the very best out of the life that you're currently living. It's essential that we do this self-investigation. So was it easy? Was it difficult? If it was difficult, maybe it's because you've lost touch. If it was easy, maybe it's because you're totally in touch, and that's great. And maybe it was easy because you didn't really take it seriously. You just wrote silly things. So that's fine. But what I'm going to ask you to do before we move forward into the next slide here, I'm going to ask you to pause the video. If you haven't already accomplished this, pause the video and write down a list of 10 things. Okay, 10 things that you're serious about you want. So take whatever time it is required. I don't want to pause the video again, but you can pause the video and you can write a list of 10 things, and then we'll get started. If you haven't done that, do that now. Okay, excellent. So now that you've got a list of 10 things that you want, let's move forward. This is the big, huge aha of this video. Are you driven by deficiencies, or are you drawn by a dream? Some people will only get off their butts when they're forced to. Some people will only take action when they have to. It's amazing to me that adults need supervision. Only children should need supervision. But we as adults seem to need someone else, something else to force us to take any steps in our own best interest. I find that odd. I find that unfortunate. So I want you to become consciously aware now as to whether you're driven by deficiencies or drawn by a dream. What is required to get you to take action? Some people who are driven by deficiencies, I would call reactive. So you might want to write that down, reactive. To be reactive means external forces act upon you, and then you react to them. But until something acts on you, you don't act. You will do nothing until forced to. That would be called reactive. So what could be a reactive driver? Well, it could be your doctor saying, you need to stop eating those potato chips or smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol or whatever it is. A doctor telling you, you have to change or else. And finally, the pain is sufficient that you get off your tail. Sometimes it's a doctor, sometimes it's someone like an accountant or a boss or your banker or your, you know what I mean. Some external, your spouse, someone saying you need to change or something bad's going to happen. Is that where you're at right now, that you're reactive and things have to force you? Or are you on the opposite end of the spectrum, which is proactive? Proactive is the person who makes their own choices. A proactive person is driven by dreams, by purposes, by meaning and value. So values and purpose. So are you on the proactive side, which says, I'm a driver of my life, I'm the boss of me, I decide what's important, I don't need circumstances to force me. I'm on the upper end of potential and possibility. I'm not on the lowest end, just doing what's absolutely essential so I can feel okay. That would be the reactive. Now, you're probably not ultimately, extremely reactive or extremely proactive. You're probably in the middle somewhere. But it's worth asking yourself, where am I currently on the spectrum of reactive or proactive? Now, if you look at your list, you're going to see some clues. Here's what I'm going to ask you to look for. If you're driven by deficiencies, your wants are probably somewhere around the term relief. To get relief from the pain, to get relief from the pressure, to get relief from the relief from my doctor, relief from the pain. All psychologists, psychoanalysts, therapists, counselors will tell you, most people are not looking for a cure. They're just looking for relief. I don't want to get better. I just want to feel better. And I'm driven to help people who are driven. I'm committed to helping people committed. I'm serious about helping people who are serious. For those of you who are serious about taking life to the next level, I want to be a part of that journey. I want to help you. James Allen, in his incredible book, As a Man Thinketh, said, men are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. Brilliant book, and I apologize for those who are sex sensitive. He said men, I'm sure he meant humans, and that may have been the culture at the time where he lived, so I apologize for that. But humans are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. And so that highly reactive person just wants relief. They don't want actually growth, fulfillment, meaning, purpose, accomplishment. And so be mindful of that. Am I just looking for relief? Is that what my list of wants was around relief? Or was I aiming for improvement, for fulfillment, for something over here, something bigger? Are you seeking to become the best possible version of yourself, to be invested in disciplined action, to accomplish meaningful objectives in the fulfillment of your life's purpose? Now that is living an abundant life, and that's what we're about here at AbundantLife365.com. I want to help you to create a powerful vision, because a clear, compelling vision held in the heart and mind will not let you settle for less. If you create that vision, that purpose, that meaning, that value, that vision of where you want to be, the energy shows up. You don't have to be bullied by circumstance, pushed around by others, like a child has to be guided and disciplined and supervised. Rather than that, you are the boss of you, and you have a purpose, a meaning, a vision, a direction to go. We want to be a part of that. We want to help you. I hope this short video has been helpful to you. What do you want? Become clear about that. Life gets easier on you. AbundantLife365.com. This was What Do I Want from Life, Part 1. There'll be other videos in this series, and I want to encourage you to register for it. Make sure you get all of these. Go to AbundantLife365.com. Ignite the best possible you. And this is the larger series called Abundant Life 101, Advanced Basics for Your Best Possible Life. My name is James McNeil. I'm honored by your investment in this video. I encourage you to take advantage of everything we do. Allow us to help you to ignite the best possible you and to live your best possible life. Thank you. Talk soon.